Sorry.
This is coming out after Thanksgiving.
Hey, it's episode 17 of Funny in Theory, a St. Paul Saints promotional podcast. I am Joshua Will, Director of Entertainment here with the St. Paul Saints.
Darn tootin'. And I am Sierra Bailey.
Sierra Bailey, since we have last spoken.
Yeah.
Professionally, not just sitting here on the couch. And by the way, for those of you at home, Sierra is wearing a green top and a black bottom, and I am wearing a green bottom and a black top. If we run
Black bottom, my nickname when I was 4.
A lot of fun things have been in the works here at CHS Field, getting ready for the 2022 season. We're getting all geared up to go on Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
I want to start off with some sad news.
Uh-oh.
That one of those kind of news that you're happy for someone, but at the same time, you're like, oh.
Are we losing somebody?
We are losing someone, a coach.
A coach?
Mike McCarthy.
Oh, gotcha.
And
I thought you meant coach.
Not coach.
It's like, what?
No, I want to talk about Mike for a second. Just a fantastic guy. Last week was his birthday, so happy belated birthday if he is listening or if anyone's listening that knows him. And he decided to spend the day volunteering his time.
Because he's way better than the rest of us.
Way better. He is a show-off, and I want him to lower the bar.
Yeah.
But Mike was also
just
one
so
of those...
you can grab it.
Just like...
Just kidding. Dang, I'm giggly this morning.
I've got to get props for that one. Mike was one of those great guys. He's still with us, but but not technically. He's going down to Omaha or Kansas City or someplace south, I believe.
I literally have no idea.
But he was one of those guys who really understood the fun of the game. And so I would say, if not 100% of the time, 95% of the time, he stuck around after the game to talk to fans, to give autographs. And sometimes he was the only one out on the field doing that. And then I think that kind of inspired other players to come out and to be around him. And that was just a treat for the fans. But he was also that weird liaison that if I needed to talk to anyone on the Saints or the staff, I could go through him because he was readily available. And he was.
You mean the Twins?
No, with the Saints staff. So say one of the ball boys was going to get his scorecard signed by the entire team. I could give it to Mike, and Mike would take care of it.
Gotcha.
He was very personable, and you can kind of go right up to him and talk to him.
Yeah, but I'll argue that they're the Twins, not the Saints.
Not the yes.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. But that brings me to my next point is, I keep telling myself these are just guys like me. I should be able to talk to them. We're in the same organization. But one thing that fans don't realize, and sometimes I don't realize either, is you don't think about this. Going up to someone, particularly an athlete, sometimes they're in the zone. They're thinking about the game. It's almost like you wouldn't walk up to someone doing a theatrical production, or you wouldn't walk up to someone during the middle of a TED Talk. And so there's always a weird window where, like, is this a good time or is this not? And a good example of that is I had to go get something from the clubhouse, and I knocked on the door, and Paul Molitor answered. And he was very polite, very, very gracious, didn't throw a punch at me or say, what are you doing here? But growing up, this guy was definitely an idol of mine. So now to talk to him on a quote-unquote professional basis, saying I need you to do me a favor, was a little intimidating. But everything was taken care of right there. And particularly this year, when you see the ball players in uniforms with their spikes on, and the guys this year are a lot bigger than they were last year. You're like, we're just two guys, but really, we're not, because you're in full regalia with a bat, and you're 6.5 feet taller than me right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back, Mike was one of those guys that was kind of that really, I was able to talk to and kind of get something done right away, rather than being like, I was wondering if I can come into the clubhouse right now. So Mike, I just want to let you know that you will be missed. Thank you for being part of this organization.
1 year. He lasted 1 year with us.
And it was a great year. So whoever has to follow in your footsteps, please be nice. That's really what I want to come up to.
Guess what?
What?
It's loosened. I just got a text. It's loosened.
Loosened.
I couldn't get the like air part of the tire loose on my tires are low. I got all 3 except for the 4th one. Couldn't get my driver's side one. So I had Cody from our ground crew see if he could loosen it. And he just texted, it's loosened. So now I can fill my tires up, which the first 3, I didn't know how long to keep the air pressure on. Let's just say they're at 49. They're supposed to be at 36. So I have like a 49, a 47, a 41, and a 29. So now I can fix that 29. What a day!
So let's dissolve. Let's go back here. Loosened, Loosened is what you said?
Yep. Okay. Yep, with an exclamation point.
What I heard was Lucent, Lucent. I'm like, is that a sponsor?
I don't even know what that means.
I'm not sure either. It sounds like one of those, I had a Lucent moment. But also I thought Lucent, it's a
lucid. I've heard of lucid.
Lucid, I was thinking this is just a weird spelling of that.
Yeah.
Kind of like ketchup. Man, that face you just threw at me. So it's not a sponsor. And then I thought, well, Lucent, is it a dog name? Is it a cartoon character?
It'd be a terrible dog name.
But for all of you people out there,
Lucent.
This is Lucent. Hey, Lucent.
It's like Lucent. Lucius and Crescent.
Do not overinflate your tires. That's more dangerous than a low tire.
I didn't know, though.
And I love that each one of your tires is different. So why am I pulling to the right? Why am I pulling to the left? And I actually have to go get
At least I was able to do it.
Yes, that's good.
Because it's a process. When you do it here, like you got to unhook something, you got to hook something else up. It's like I don't know, you got to turn a lever. I'm
lucky enough that I've got an air... man, if I knew my words, that would have been
an airman.
Air pump at home, a little air compressor. That's the word I want to look for.
Yeah.
So I can fill them up at home.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pay 25 cents or 50 cents.
Is that what it costs?
To fill it up.
You can always do it here too.
I don't need to because I have my own air compressor. And you just said it was a lot of work, so I don't want to even deal with that.
But it's one of those that when you're done, you're like, I feel proud.
Yes. But it's the thing when you put the money into the machine is you only get a certain amount of time. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to check my tires and this is just, oh God, I got to get this one done. It's like when you go wash your car, you hear that tick, 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 tick. It's like, I'm just washing my car. I don't want to deal with this pressure of, and then there's always one dirt streak going across one side because you felt
rushed.
I
got it. Hey, Josh.
Sarah Bailey.
Tell everybody about what you got this weekend.
Holy cow. Thank you. I made a short film called 60 Watt. It's been doing very well in the film festival circuit. And this weekend, there were the Short Film Awards, the Sophies in New York City, and I was awarded a Best Screenplay.
Which is the one you wanted.
Which is the one I wanted because the film has won Best Comedy and Best Narrative Short. That we've won a Best Actor Award and a few outstanding achievements. And this kind of rounded it out. And thank you. It was a lot of fun, and I got it was just we did.
Did you have to give a speech virtually?
Okay, this is why I'm thanking you. You gave me a piece of advice, and if you could share that advice that you had heard from the podcast.
Oh yes. Yeah. So beforehand, you said you didn't want to write a thank you speech or acceptance speech because you don't want to jinx it. And I listened to a podcast that's with Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes. It's called Smartless. And they brought up that the people that don't write or go prepared up there are the biggest holes. And that it's not what you're supposed to do. Everyone should have a thank you or an acceptance speech ready just in case. Because if you don't, then you're going to take too long to thank people, or you're going to totally forget people, especially like ones that you're supposed to. And you don't even sound like you have thoughts put together. And
on top of that, I listened to what you said, and I went home and I made my notes on a clipboard look exactly like they do when I go out onto the field for a promo.
Like mine, bullet points.
So bullet points, exactly. So I can look down. I don't want it to sound like it's over-rehearsed.
Exactly.
But I was able to thank both of the hosts. I was able to thank the producers.
Okay.
And there's again, you want to be professional. You want to come off as professional, but at the same time, you don't want to be like.
What was that?
It's anyone that has to constantly oversell themselves. And we had talked about this on a previous podcast. It's hard to look for work while you're working or that self-promote. And I also wanted to thank you. You've liked a few of my tweets, and I had to play the Twitter and the Instagram game saying, this is what we did. Thank you very much for it. And you might see the same tweet 3 or 4 times, but that's I guess a game that has to be played if you want to get word out there.
I was going to say, did I like any of the tweets? I don't really go on Twitter, but Instagram for sure.
There was a couple likes.
Really?
So I was like, thank you very much.
All right. I average Twitter maybe twice a week. It's exciting.
I have Twitter basically for the film account and also because I have the St. Paul Saints account, so I have to.
What? Oh,
I'm sorry.
Explain your Twitter handle.
Will Prefecture. Oh wait, my Twitter handle is the Schwa.
No, that's Instagram.
That's Instagram. What is my Twitter handle?
The Recovery Party.
Oh, the Recovery Party. That is that started as my satirical comedy troupe when I left Dudley Riggs. And back in '96, we did a show called Campaign in the Neck, where Dudley actually ran for president. The whole point of the show is we put up a mannequin for president because it doesn't matter who runs. It's just about party. And our name, it wasn't the Republicans, it wasn't the Democrats, it was the Recovery Party.
Okay.
And it's always been a nod to Dudley.
Okay.
So anyway, thank you for that great advice. I now have this cool piece of paper at home with all my notes on it that I took during the show, and it was very much like being on the field.
Who gets
Here's
to
what's
keep
going on.
The trophy? Is there a trophy?
There is I am actually it's I guess it's a 4 or 5 pound, award that will be coming in the mail. I won't know until I actually get it, but it is a statuette. Now I'm not going to complain about anything, but we've really had some success with this film, and if you want to see it, you can see it at www.therecoveryparty.com/60watt. And we have not done a single film festival live. Everything has been remote. This would have been one of those things where there's the pre-show and we get to walk and stand in front of the thing and then get to hobnob.
Josh, what are you wearing?
Exactly. I'm wearing the opposite of what Skare is.
Well, what were you wearing?
I'm wearing whatever was in my closet from TJ Maxx.
I told you to get a tux.
I got a tux. No, that night, my son. I was wearing this sweater actually with a shirt and a tie underneath it. I said, how do I look? He goes, you look like you're about to teach a college class. I'm like, God. So I took the tie off. And then I got there, and David Carey, who was the director and producer of the film, was wearing the exact same thing, which is funny because it's when you go to an award show, you don't want to wear the same thing that someone else does.
Because then it's going to be who wore it better.
Yeah. But we watched it in a basement in South Minneapolis by Lake Nokomis, so it was okay. No one made fun of us.
Okay, great.
So thank you. But before that, on Friday, we had a production meeting talking about what's coming up, and I can tell you that was one of the most fun meetings, and we got ourselves all hyped up for what's coming up. We're not going to talk about it right now. Because
we're not?
Nothing. Well, it's not official yet.
Okay.
But just know that there's some really fun things on the horizon. That being said, today,
what a segue.
Monday, we have
Ants in my pants.
We have a promo meeting where we're going to start pitching themes.
Not start. You missed the first one, remember?
I missed the first one because I had just returned from an overseas trip and I wanted to stay married. I'm going to pitch some of my ideas to you for today. So I don't have, and I've got more on here.
Okay.
But it's not like in the past where I would send you, hey, July 2nd is Ice Cream Sundae Day, and July 3rd is, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
But these are what I think would be fun, and I'm not gonna throw all of them out, but I want to discuss them right now.
Okay.
You know my love for Irish Night, German Night.
Yeah.
I have an idea for something called Mid-Saison.
What's that?
It's midsummer. So if you think Sweden, that's a big festival where it's now the summer solstice.
Okay.
It's also the mid-season point. So if we're doing this right around the last Tuesday of June, we can do all things Swedish, including the music of Abba.
I like Abba.
Because they've come out with a new album.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were volunteering on Friday, we were busy Friday. Volunteer was after the meeting. One of the volunteer guys, he's like, have you heard Abba's new album? And I was like, what? Am I living in 1982 right now? I don't know. But he But I had no idea. And I was like, maybe my mom has heard. I don't know. She's a huge ABBA fan.
Yeah, so there's the huge ABBA fans in the States. And they were popular here, but not like in Sweden.
Well,
Definitely not like in Australia. For some reason, they tear it up down there. And England. So there's, if it's one of those danger things that if you go look on Instagram or anywhere on the web, then suddenly you are inundated with nothing but ABBA and et cetera, et cetera. So
Noted. Do they have a new song?
They have a whole new album.
Well, I know, but did they have like a single?
They do, and it's a pretty cool video. But they're also getting ready for this virtual. I want to call it a virtual concert. But it's going to be ABBA songs, but they have ABBA avatars to show what ABBA looked like in the '70s rather than now. So it's a live performance, but there's no way for me to explain it because I don't know that much about it. But if you look at it, you're like, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And the music sounds like ABBA music, which I dig. Funny segue. Eddie and I were talking about, because we did on Friday, this is another thing that was fun, with the Minnesota Twins staff, the day of service.
Yep.
So we put together a bunch of boxes of foods. And I want to know, have you recovered? Is your shoulder okay?
Dude, my traps were on fire.
What did you do? What did you do?
What did I do on my job there?
Yes.
I was in charge of canned fruit. So I put canned fruit into a box. The box, the way they were like up so high, and you had to reach up and over every single time to put them in. And so my traps were just on
Even right
fire.
now, I can see you're making the movement.
I know. It's like, well, and you're doing that for, let's be gracious, we probably did it for at least 2 of the 2.5 hours, right?
Correct.
I don't know. Like there was the whole
and
confusion in the middle.
Yeah, anyone who did the shift after us and said, well, we could have done more. No, you didn't. We did. We tore it up. There's no.
I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't even know it was a competition until like.
Apparently for some people it's a competition.
The second shift, it was just like, they came in hot saying, we would have beat you. And it's like, what? We stopped for like 20 minutes because nobody knew if we were done or if we were doing your job. And weird, we did your job.
and this attitude of we're going to come in, we're going to have a couple snacks, we're going to take a couple pictures, and then we're going to. It's like, no, we've been working for the last 2.5 hours.
Dude, I was the first one to volunteer. Canned fruit.
I will say, I put together the boxes.
Yes. How was that?
It dries your fingers out.
By the way, let's talk about where we were. This was the food group.
Yes.
In New Hope. So they. They deliver to like families nearby, don't they? Or it's like a
day of service. So we were out volunteering, and they will put together food boxes for food shelves, churches, schools, anyone who's in need.
Yeah.
And these were Thanksgiving boxes getting ready to go out for the Thanksgiving holiday.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely rewarding, and rewarding the fact that we spanked basically the second shift. But when you work with cardboard or any paper product for that long, it starts to suck the moisture out of your hands.
Yeah.
And so they start to get
we had to wear
dry.
gloves. Why? I don't know why you didn't.
Wasn't touching the food.
Doesn't matter. You're touching the thing that the food is going to be touching.
I just did what they told me.
Because I wasn't touching food either. I was touching a can.
I was doing boxes. They said, go to the end of the line. And I went to the end of the line and said, cardboard boxes. And then they're like, wrong end. Like,
I
shoot. So
know.
We're going to move
I do
over.
remember that.
What's very funny, too, is even though we are a baseball organization, a professional baseball organization with a Major League Baseball organization, we had 2 mascots there.
Sure did.
And it's so fun to still see adults when a mascot appears. Like, oh, my goodness. And just that. So, I mean, the minute they were there, they could care less about the volunteers and what was going on right now. It was just, but Madonna was there. TC Bear was there. That was fun. So anyway, we're going back. We're going back to promo meeting today. And it was Abba. And I never told the story about what we did. Music was playing the entire time. Mm-hmm. And Eddie Koblenz looked at me and he goes, is there ever a song that you're just like, I don't want to deal with this? That it just kind of puts you in a bad mood right away, or I can't. A couple of those were playing right now.
Yeah.
And mine is Abba's Lay All Your Love on Me. There's just something about that song. I don't know if like I got dumped to that song or something in my past life. But it was just past dating life. It drives me nuts. And then Dancing Queen came on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't like this one as much either. It's one of those sad songs. You're like, quit bringing me down.
Why is that one a sad one?
If you listen to the lyrics, it's really just about a lonely person.
But it's like, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch her swing. damn it, she's a dancing queen.
None of
I
that.
don't see how that is sad.
None of that applies to me. None of that applies to me.
Well,
I'm a Waterloo type person.
Waterloo. I don't know the rest
Couldn't
of the words.
escape if I wanted to. So anyway, that's
Okay.
I think if we did a Swedish night, midsummer,
Okay.
with maypoles, 4 Swedes featuring Jim Robinson walking around, and then the music of Abba, that would be a fun end of June promo.
Okay.
So I'll throw that at you. Le Faux Bastille Day Part 2.
Why?
Because it now, the way I described it to you is, we still don't understand this French holiday, but at least we got the date right this year.
What's it, July 14th or something?
It is July 14th. Is something happening July 14th?
I hope so.
I had fun. And again, 4 Frenchmen featuring Jim Robinson, us putting French dressing, French water, French fries on everything.
Yeah.
And just the idea of what is this about makes me laugh.
Okay.
Okay. I love this. I want to do a full-on Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
I want
Hogtoberfest.
Hogtoberfest. I want to find a sponsor. I want them to make up these little German hats with a feather on it with the St. Paul Saints logo on it. I know a couple of our sponsors have Oktoberfest beers, and I want to talk to you outside of this podcast about how to contact them and make it happen, because apparently I know nothing about sponsorships here in the offices. Also, we're going to talk about John Train, because if we're going to do classic Saints, we got the smiles on everyone's faces when we were watching videos on Friday of old John Train.
Yeah.
Not an intern or a entertainment director suffocating to death on the field. Sounds fun inside that costume.
I feel like it has always been an intern who had to go in it, though.
Yeah, and an intern's going to start it because we're not going to do that. All right. Stay with me here. I think we can do this. I pitched this to you as a full season idea. Kind of like we had triple the fun, we've had blah, blah, blah.
We're continuing triple the fun.
We are continuing triple the fun, but one night this year, I want to have we put the FU in fun night.
For sure.
And have you ever been to those restaurants where the waiters are rude, the staff is rude?
Not on purpose, but yes.
I think we can do, as long as everyone's in on the joke, where we're just rude, we're condescending, we're combative, but in a fun way. So even the PAs, even just the whole night.
That's a night for Nicholas.
Yeah, we're not making fun of you. We're not, we're just having fun being cranky.
Yeah.
Kind of like our idea for the new Ushertainer for next year, who we call
Icehole.
Icehole.
If you would like to be this Icehole character, please contact us, because it needs to happen.
And it's nearly official, but there'll be a good opportunity for you to show us your goods. Maybe that's not how I want to say it. But if you think you could make a good Ushertainer or someone on the entertainment team, stay tuned.
You might have the opportunity soon.
All our social media outlets. In terms of music, I'm gonna pitch these at you because these are favorites of mine, and I know we've done these in the past, so we can put a spin on it because I know we don't want to keep repeating stuff. But it is the 50th anniversary of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust album, which is the first CD I ever bought.
Wow, and so it's nostalgic for you.
Not only nostalgic, Bowie is a big part of my music life.
We have done a Bowie night.
I know. So this is where I'm going with this. We do a night of glam rock. So it would be T-Rex, Bowie, Roxy Music. So a lot of things from the early 70s that you know the songs even if you don't know the bands. But I think we could do a glam rock.
I'm going to argue and say I don't know all know the songs.
Okay. T-Rex is that Bang a Gong, Get It On. Bang. I'll send you. If I sing it right now, it's going to ruin my.
Joey, do you know what that song is? Okay.
Yeah. Again, there's no way you don't know this song because it's always in movies. It's always in. It's
Maybe.
Right there. And when I send you some of these songs, you're like, oh, that would work, and there'd be a great thing for a firework.
Okay.
Night.
Okay.
I know we've done this too, but the other side of my music life, Rolling Stones turn 60 next year.
I saw that. Yep.
And it's going to be the 50th anniversary of Exile on Main Street, one of my favorite.
I don't know what that is.
Albums. One of their albums.
Oh.
So that came out 50 years ago. So.
The band, not the magazine.
No, the band's been there for 60 years. A band that I have seen 14 times live. And couldn't see them when they were here in Minneapolis because Did I tell you this story?
I think so. I don't remember it,
I'm
though.
going to retell it because that's what I do on this podcast is I tell the same story. They were supposed to be here in 2020. Got postponed because of COVID.
Yep.
Found out I was going to the UK with my neighbor. And within, honest to God, 5 minutes, I looked at my wife.
Yours is flimsy. Sorry.
She's talking about my microphone, people.
I guess mine is too, kind of.
And I said, I bet this is when the Stones reschedule their concert to come back to Minneapolis.
And were you right?
And I was dead on.
Dang.
Sunday before, but it's okay. I would not trade that trip for the world.
It's okay.
Here are, I'm going to skip the next two because they're not relevant to what we're doing right here. But I've got some random nights if we need to fill something in, kind of like we did.
We have 72 games. We're going to need a lot
That's
of
why
those.
I'm throwing them at you, just like L'Info Bastille Day. I've explained this to you, but I think this would be hysterical if we celebrate and educate people on Charles Oldhoss Radburn. He was a baseball player for the Boston Beaneaters back in the early 20th
They
century.
fart with every trot.
Yeah,
You say bean eaters?
The Beaneaters, the Boston Beaneaters. We're going to educate our fans on baseball that they knew nothing about. We have the City of Baseball Museum. We love to celebrate all things baseball past. Charles Oldhoss Radburn was famous for being a tough, cantankerous guy and the first documented case of someone giving the finger on film.
We've talked about the finger.
Yeah, so the Boston Beaneaters.
Cantankerous.
Boston Beaneaters
Sounds
got
like a
their
canker sore.
group photos, and there's old Haas flipping the bird over someone's shoulder.
Nicknames back in the day were way better.
Yeah,
And
sorry,
you're going to have
just
to
flicked
blur
off
that
the
out.
cameras.
Dang.
But just imagine imagine a little 30-second fake promo video we could make for that to play during like an inning break and just throwing, and even the conversation right now, Bean Eater, blah, blah, blah. This could be so much fun. And you know, again,
This could be.
this could be because this is called funny in theory. Now, that also could take place with the FU and Fun Night. So if you didn't want to do a whole thing about Old Haas, that could be just a part of the FU.
Are you like capable of just saying old Haas? Does it have to be old Haas every single time?
Let's try it. Old Haas. I can't do it.
Whisper it.
Old Haas. No, that's just creepy.
Yeah.
Haas. How do you say Haas? Is it
Haas.
Haas?
Haas.
But it's an O. Ha. It's not Hass.
Yeah, but it's Haas.
Haas. Old Haas.
Still boss. It's not Bose.
And I think we have to take the D off old.
That's what she
just
said.
Old Haas.
I'm sorry. Yikes. Okay.
And here's my last pitch.
Okay.
So, and I hope these make their way into our meeting today. I hope any of these kind of tickle your fancy. This could be a lot of fun and bring in a lot of loose change. Corporate Horror Night. Okay. We set the world record for the most plugs, company mentions, sponsors in a single game. We could have local businesses pay $5 just for a quick graphic or just that
sounds awful.
Doesn't it? Just.
That sounds awful. Because last week we had a corporate sales meeting, and I printed off an example of a pregame script, an in-game script, a game interactive script, a night-specific script, and an inning breakdown. And I showed them.
Just to show how there's no room.
Yes, and showed them because in our manifest, it shows that we have like 2 full season between inning promotions open, quarter season, maybe a half season or something like that. And it's like, you don't get this. So we have 3 cameras, none of them, like fan cams, none of them were sold as between inning promotions. But you have to do it between an inning, otherwise it's not going to happen. So something like that, or innovative inning. You know, you have to announce what is going on between an inning before that inning starts. It wasn't sold as a between inning, but we still have to do it between an inning. So like some of these innings, we have 3 or 4 things that we're shoving into this inning break. So that's why I showed and also there's just been comments that the RPA announcers just don't stop talking the entire game, which is very true. And it's on us. It's also...
But also full props to them because they are getting these reads in left and right.
Yeah, but I think there's been a disconnect as to this is what you have to read. And this is filler. And I think they're taking, just because we haven't not been good at communicating with them, that they don't need to do the fillers all the time. Those are just fillers. So it's okay to have quietness in the
quiet,
ballpark.
yeah.
So that idea sounds like the complete opposite of what I just got our salespeople on board for with let's bring it back a little bit.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No.
Just imagine how funny it would be for, here's a cut and sew tailoring foul ball. Just throwing as many.
But that's already sponsored. Foul balls?
Yeah.
Those are regions.
But maybe
that should be one for us. I'm going to test you. I'm going to say things, and you have to guess what the corporate partner is.
Okay.
That'll be next one.
You want to do it right now?
Oh, you want to do it now?
I'm pretty much at the end of the... No,
we have like 10 minutes.
Let's do that. Let's do that next time.
Well, we can do it now. It doesn't matter.
No, let's just see how... Okay.
You can't study up, though.
I'm not going to study up.
Because you never tell me what the subject is before. That's cheating.
No, and I'm not going to study up on it. And I'm not comparing by any means.
Wow, if you could see his eyes right now.
Not comparing by any means, except for the fact that there's German. There's a story about Albert Einstein. Someone asked for his phone number. It was another colleague.
They had phones back then?
But they've had, yes. And,
Graham Bell came before him?
Well, we're talking like the 30s, 40s, 50s. So
when did Graham come up with the phone?
18 something.
Really?
Yeah.
In the 1800s?
I believe so.
Oh, I'm going to Google this. You keep going.
I'm going to, and so Einstein had to open his book, a little notebook he had in his pocket, and write down the number. And the professor who asked for the phone number said, "You don't know your number by heart?" And he goes, "I don't call myself." And he said it in a German accent because he was German. I don't call it to myself. Also, it's not something I need to know, so I don't worry about that.
Okay.
And I'm always I'm gonna use the word because I'm amazed how no matter how much I say, I'm gonna pay attention to the Saints' win-losses, what's going on around the division, what's happening around the ballpark, who are the sponsors, a lot of that. I feel that if I get too much information in my head during a game or during a season, that I'm not just going to be natural when I'm talking or concentrate on, we're doing promos right now. I don't need to know anything else. So you'll hear me say, we have to be over in center, or we have to, we're going to do that big gerbil ball. I still don't know the exact names of the Treasure Island bowling ball.
Okay.
Because, there's at least 3 times a game you'll look at me like, what are you talking about?
It happens during this podcast.
Exactly. And, but that's kind of where I am. I'm like, let's focus on that. And I feel that if I took the time to get it right. Now, there are some things, like it is now CHS Field. I will never call it a ballpark. I mean, I will, Jesus. Never call it a stadium or a coliseum or any of that. So the very specifics, they'll
and
work
it's
their ways
CHS Field, not CHS.
Yes, and I will say that started with the stand-up date. For some reason, that was the beginning. I was like, here we are at CHS, and that became locked in. Now it's just CHS Field. And whenever I talk about this place outside of work, it is the ballpark. I'm not going to the stadium.
Nope.
I'm not going to the Saints. It's the ballpark.
You can say the Saints, that's fine.
Nope. The minute you give me an option, I start getting tongue-tied. You know that. You looked up information on either Einstein or the phone. What was it?
76 or 77 of 1800. It was on the phone.
Okay.
Albert Einstein was born in 1879.
Do you know the first words spoken through the phone?
I know I've heard this before, but I don't remember.
I love the fact that I tell you I don't worry about other information, and then I have all this useless crap in my head.
I know I've heard this before, but I can't remember.
Alexander Graham Bell, I guess we'll just call it acid, in order to make the electric connection, actually spilled it on the electrical equipment, and for fear of it damaging the equipment, or himself said to, I don't know what his assistant's name was in the next room, Watson, I need you in here. And Watson, whatever the guy's name was, actually heard it through the phone and came in. So those were the first words. The second words were, damn, ow, this hurts.
I was going to say.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no,
That's
he probably
lie.
wouldn't say damn back then. It would be like.
Did they not say that word?
No, I'm just trying to think of an old-timey thing that someone would say.
Was it in America?
Alexander Graham Bell. I'm going to say, yeah. Because why not? Let's just put it on the East Coast with Edison.
When did the word damn start?
Do I have to bleep this out?
No, I think damn is okay.
I think damn is fine.
It's fine.
Middle English from Old French, from Latin. Inflict loss on, from Danum, loss, damage. But it doesn't say. Early 17th century. So they might have said it in the 1600s. Yeah. Great.
It'd be even better if you just went, dang.
Darn it.
Darn it. Confound it. Cornschwagel. And so we've got our meeting today, and I hope some of these just resonate in your heart.
It's a chip dip meeting, or not a chip dip, but a dip meeting. Let's dip into these promos. I like to have themes. Today's a dip theme.
Do I need to bring any dip or chip?
I don't think so. I have corn dip. I know there's a couple other dips that are coming. Spinach and artichoke dip. Joey's bringing. Allie can't remember what she said. A chip dip.
A chip dip.
A homemade chip dip. I imagine it's probably like a French onion thing.
Okay.
My guess.
I imagine just putting chips into more chips. It's just it's chips. Not to rip on any product. My son is so into Takis. Have you ever had a Taki?
I haven't.
I can't do them to save.
Why? What do they taste like?
We've talked about this before. Chemicals. They taste like chemicals.
Well,
to
that's
me.
all packaged like processed food.
I will. You know, they love me a Cool Ranch Dorito.
They make those so they're palatable, so you eat more.
Mm-hmm. And then, have you ever had the chili cheese Fritos?
Probably. I don't know.
So good.
Yikes! I don't like it when you make
Fritos
that
are
noise.
great, except if you have to be around someone who ate Fritos.
People put Fritos on their chilies. Chili.
In there, yes, that's a good way to go. Okay, I think we're close to
getting there. Yeah.
Now tell us what's coming up, because you guys are here Monday, Tuesday, and then do you work Wednesday before Thanksgiving break?
Probably. Okay. It might not be like a full day. There's definitely stuff to do. And then you're getting busy. You're going to be busy in December. Are you guys traveling anywhere, or what's going on there? The first week in December, about 6 of us are heading to Florida for baseball winter meetings. Awesome. What do those involve? It's like they have like this opening. Well, Sunday night is an award show that we're up for some awards. We'll see. Oh, someone gets to go to an award show. Good for you. Okay, but it's not like an award show. It's different. I don't know. The quick story, because it's all about me apparently. Always. One of the other short films was a takeoff of part of their world. They did a little music video, Little Mermaid, part of their world, but it was about Pokemon Go. And she reached out to me and said, congratulations. And I reached out to her and I said, congratulations. And then we started talking Pokemon. So if you don't think this is about making connections, you're all wrong, because now I have a new Pokemon friend. No job, no award, no certificate, but I do have a new Pokemon friend. Great. Yeah. I don't know anything about Pokemon. No, it's my fidget spinner, and it's kind of neat because it uses Google Maps. So if you're in a place you don't know, they'll have these things called Pokestops, and you can spin them and it'll say where you're at and what the significance is. So sometimes it'll be statues. I've done it in Japan where I don't know where I am, but in English it'll say, hey, in this spot in 1870, blah, blah, blah. Nice. So it's kind of neat. Nice. But that being said, I mean, seriously, Josh, grow up. But I was asking about you and awards and the food and the drink you're going to have while you're in Florida and not here. Oh, I don't know. Well, I know one of the nights we usually go to a steakhouse one of the nights, and you said corn dip before, and I went to Murray's a couple of weeks ago for my birthday. My neighbor took me and my wife, and they had a corn dip there, and I was just like, really? Yeah, so excited about that. I'm going to judge your corn dip. Well, there's cilantro in it, so you probably won't like it. If it's cilantro for taste, good. If it's cilantro because you had nothing better to do than to dump cilantro in it, then no, it's for taste, but. My birthday always winds up this week of winter meeting, so I don't know whether this is lucky or unlucky. I have to spend it with my coworkers literally year after year after year. Do they take care of you? Do they take you out? Do they buy you drinks? But I'm not gonna lie, we eat pretty good. Nice. While we're there, on the Saints dime. So it's Any of you and Miami then there's just meetings during the day. No. Is that Miami? No, but there's usually 1 or 2 nights where you go to bed and you're like, I think I drank too much today. Like, just because that's what you do. You network with other teams. You talk crap about other people across the lobby, because it's just like everyone congregates in like the hotel lobby bars. Like, it's a big resort, but
It's social drinking, but you don't realize that you have.
Like some people you know and you talk to, and then some you're just like, oh, that from that team. Did you see what they did? Oh my gosh. We did it better.
Any full out.
And usually people are like, there's the Saints. They think they're better than everybody. We're like, yeah, we are.
It's because we're talking about you right now.
Just kidding.
Any, what is the big goal of the meetings? Just to get on the same page?
Share ideas. Because like, there's like a big meeting, but then like during the one or like 2 of the days, it's like there's usually 3 or 4 different meetings that are going on that you can pick to go to. So like one might be about like ticket sales and how to follow up with your single game ticket buyers for, to see if they like the game or something like that. Might be social media. How are you using your platforms to grow followers or things like that? So usually like since there's all like a few of us that go are all kind of heading up different departments, we're not usually in with many of the other Saints staffers. Like I would go to the marketing or like the promotional ones, or if there's none of those going on, like I can go to other ones just to learn or hear what they're saying.
You ever just put like buds in your ears and pretend to be listening? Or?
No, I mean, sometimes I'll sit on my phone, but yeah. There's a special events one that they wanted Derek to talk about, the Cat Video Festival. People are just obsessed with that. When they're not here, they are very obsessed with what this special event is that we have. It is my least favorite night of the year.
It has always fallen on a night where something...
Spotlight game.
Or
really big game.
Yeah, I'd love to bring my kids to it, and then...
No, you wouldn't.
Not... My young kids, now they could care less.
No.
Yeah, now it's like, Dad, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Can we go?
I think we need to switch it up, though, because over the years, it's just gotten like we've had 14,000 people here for it. Each year, it just kind of keeps going down.
But there's food trucks, and there's a lot of fun.
There's no food trucks.
Oh, there's no food trucks?
No, it's like...
pet trucks.
It's like vendors. Yeah, they get to go on the warning truck. But I think it needs to be... I know we've kicked around this idea, and I agree that... Because it used to be you watch cat videos, but those have never been a thing to me. But also
you
now
and I do need
world,
to have a dog-cat conversation on air. I think that'd be fun. Maybe that'd be part of our 21.
What? Oh, yeah.
Podcast.
Well, I'll talk... I was going to pimp that, but hang on.
Okay.
That it should be more than just cat videos. Like people watch videos online all the time now. TikTok, YouTube, like all of that. So maybe we should make it not just a cat video focus, but like a...
Guys getting hit in the schnutz type thing?
Yeah, like a failures or like a TikTok. I don't know.
Have you ever watched Celebrating Too Early?
No.
Go onto YouTube and watch it's people who are running 800-meter tracks, and then they kind of put their arms up, and then someone will blow past them, or someone running in for a touchdown, and they celebrate and they spike the ball. It is just one of those Schadenfreude, more German, moments where you're just feeling like, good for you. All you had to do was do this one thing, and you got cocky. Kind of like the Saints staff talking about other people down
I'm just
in
kidding.
Miami.
No,
No,
not.
I know.
But everybody, episode number 21. So 4 from now.
7, 18, 19, 20,
It is
21.
going to be our 21st episode.
We're going to be grown-ups.
And we're going to do a happy hour.
And it'll also be close to...
I think it's the week before New Year's, if I did my math right, I think. So you're going to get us to come in, because normally our offices are closed from a day or two before Christmas, and then through New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, I should say. But we're gonna come in. Me and Josh and Joey are gonna come in on an off day
and light
get
this
sloshed.
place up. It is our sober cab episode.
Yeah, sponsored by Uber.
So I'm going to hand these to you. There's some other, we're going back to themes for 2022. There's some other ones on there I'd like you to consider, but I didn't read off for today.
Okay.
And with that, if you enjoyed today's podcast, please...
Pressure's on.
Please share it. Please like us. # Funny in Theory. Or you can join us at funnyintheory.com.
We don't have a .com.
Yeah, we have a website.
Do we?
Yeah.
No, it's on the Saints website. We have our own website.
Joey, do we have
For what?
For this, it lists all...
For what?
For this, it has every episode listed, plus so you can watch it or listen to it.
I don't think we've ever promoted that we had a website on here. We have?
Which is why I said funnyandtheory.com in the past. I was trying to get that one as well. But it'll also, you can go to, it'll have every single podcast station that carries us on there. And there's like 21, 22 of them. Most of them I haven't heard of. But I went through to look for some comments. And there's a B2, B6, I believe, that comments every once in a while that may or may not be you. But
Me?
No.
I was like, I didn't even know we had a website. You think I go in and post fake comments?
They talked about a Mr. Misty flavor that was their favorite.
Okay.
I've never heard of it. It was like extreme lime or classic lime. But I don't recognize that. They're the ones who also said that I'm gunning for Brian Kelly's position.
Okay.
So,
well, we have listeners in Germany, and you probably made them proud today because you referenced Germany about 7 times.
Saucy sauce.
Okay. Yikes. Well, I'm Sierra.
I'm Josh. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
It's not strange, both things are rearranged. No one to blame. It's all for the fun of the game.